Yeah.
Back up here.
Good morning, everybody. Our guest sergeant in arms this morning, so thank you.
I don't know. You know, I answered the email, so
That's your first mistake.
there you go. Let's start with the pledge of allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test of the meetings we say.
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Okay, guys, so Jen reached out to me yesterday and I think I was down the list a little bit, but of course I answered the email. So, oh, you were not. Okay, so I'm gonna try and be Dave. If you were a group of porcupines, you would be a prickle. What's that? That was really very nice. All right. And then I did find a poem. I tell you what, I thought I'd find a Valentine poem, and I'm sorry, it was not happening. They were either not appropriate. Yeah, I was looking for ones for friends, or it was like, okay, and we're just gonna go with February. So no, I just found out at 4 o'clock yesterday. I'm not that creative. Okay, so this one's kind of fun. In the morning's crisp embrace, frost patterns on the window trace. Silent whispers of winter's breath, February's chill, a quiet breath. Bare trees stand in silent rows, guarded secrets only winter knows. Snowflakes dance a gentle fall, in winter's frost a mesmerizing call. Yet beneath the icy veil, spring's whispers start to unveil. In every flake a promise lies, February's frost, winter's soft goodbye. So I thought that was fitting for today. It's gonna get a little warmer here, right? Or so the meteorologists say. We have, Mr. Rich Oliver, you have a birthday coming up. Phil, you and Phil share a birthday, but he is not well today, so we'll catch him next week. So you want to stand up?
I am online, so.
All right, Phil, stand up. We're gonna say happy
Well, I'm standing. I am definitely standing.
birthday. Are you standing up, Phil?
I'm up.
All right.
Are you standing there? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And we do have a guest. You guys happen to notice a new face back there? Dirk Swigler?
Yeah.
Correct?
Oh, Swigger. Yeah,
Swigger, okay,
close enough.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I put an L in there. He's a Rotarian from,
I was in the Edina, Minnesota chapter and the Humboldt, Iowa chapter at different times.
and you're with Hebo? I see Hebo.
Now you can be with the Sun Prairie Rotary chapter.
Third time's a charm, right? And we hear he's gonna be joining us, so that's awesome. We have a lively group, so hopefully you'll fit in real well here.
And you can take back our
Good wishes.
wishes to Tom. I was gonna use a different.
Telling me music on.
I think we've given up, but
We have.
he's still a Rotarian at heart. So.
Hey, Rose. Next month, Tom will be with us 50 years.
Yeah, I did. Maybe we can get him to come back, maybe.
And he's
All right,
close
we're gonna
to
test
us.
you with that. What day is it, did you say? You told us on our email.
I don't have the exact date, but it's 50 years he's coming up. And I think it's the second week of March sometime.
All right, let's work on that. Who are we gonna put in charge of that? I don't know.
That sounds like our new member.
You're in charge of getting Tom here. We'll figure out the date. How's that sound? How you like that? You haven't even filled out your membership.
Appreciate that.
Too late now.
A lot of pressure today.
Yeah. Okay, so, our member minute for this week is, John Holevoet, but he is not gonna be here today, but I have I'm compiling a list of people who, I just went through the schedule, kept the schedule, and I'll put those folks at the end, so we'll come back around again to John, so I do not have a member minute for today. Some just general, things for everybody to know. There is a board meeting today immediately following this meeting. If you are not on the board, you can still come. Do not feel that you are not welcome. Please come and join us. You can come. So that meeting is happening immediately after, just down the hall. So if you'd like to join us, please do. I have been pitching the Tri-Con, which is coming up in April. It's April 17th to the 18th at the Kalahari. There is early bird registration through an actual date this week through February the 13th. So you have until Friday for early bird registration to save some money. And some information that might entice you to come in addition to just the charming company of fellow Rotarians. It's at the Kalahari. The room rate is significantly reduced. You can bring people with you. You can bring kids. You can bring grandkids. You can bring whomever. It's the Kalahari, and it's still chilly in April. Wristbands are included. Meals are included for most. So there's a good reason to come in addition to just joining everyone for some interesting Rotary connections. So do think about that early bird registration through the 13th. Some other dates to keep in mind. On April 6th is the Rotary date for Sunshine Supper. So tuck that date away. And May 2nd is the Derby party. So again, some dates to tuck away and some things to keep in mind. And we might hear some more information about that soonish. And then one other thing I just wanted to mention, because there might have been some questions or some confusion. So Dan Presser, who was part of Rotary for a very, very long time, has decided to do some different things. His life is busy, and he's decided that maybe Rotary isn't in the mix right now, but he wishes everybody well. But I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that as well. So it's I will have whoever answers my email. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to change my name, by the way. There's going to be some coding. Right, exactly. It's going to be like, something mystery. So I just want to make sure everybody knew that information as well. Okay, Rotary moments. Who has some Rotary moments? Debbie.
I have some money to give away. Woo-hoo! People like that. Or a few. All right, so the squares that we did for the Super Bowl, you kept track, you already know who won. So on the one, cool, sorry, I can't even talk. Paul Esser won a hat. So
You didn't look either? I
Yeah.
didn't look.
so Paul, you get $50, but you gotta come get $50.
$50, I'll go a long way. Thank you.
Oh, wait, you can do that. Oh.
Easy come, easy go.
All right, you won that. You get
Do it
the
one day.
$50.
I'll walk.
No. You get $75.
Oh.
But you won the final.
It gets bigger. It comes back.
I can't even remember. All right. On the other pool, like the half, right, it was, NFC was 9, AFC was 0, and then 29 to 13. So on the next pool, this happens sometimes, but not very often, the same person would win the half and the final. And so this person gets $125. That's Miss Rose. I have to tell you something that I think is kind of funny, because we do this. I belong to a group. We take a couple buses up to Packer games, and we do this, and we sell these squares just like this. But I wasn't thinking, and I'm like, okay, Well, we do 10 at the half, 15 at the final. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do the rest of this month? And then I forgot we sell them for $1 or something.
Oh, well, that works out. Any other, congratulations to all. Any other Rotary moments? We've got more.
Oh, Rich has one, he can go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
I actually have one and then a question. First one is on, every Rotarian, every way, you know, we have to make $100 and able to get our grants. I am pleased to announce that as of this morning, we have $116.95. So we have made it. The second thing I have, and I've been, Dan, are we doing the Trig Star this year?
Right now I don't have anyone signed up, so it doesn't look like it. So,
Okay.
but I'm spreading the word. Last Tuesday we had a surveyors meeting and we spread it. So I said Rotary's just begging to give $150 away.
All right, thank you.
We'll see. At least keep it in the wings, but I don't know if it's gonna be taken.
All right, thank you.
So, I don't know if you guys know, but, I do some work at the district level as well. So we had a district board meeting on this past Saturday up in the Kalahari. One of the things that's coming up, Bill, are you still there? Is Midwest Pets, which is the president-elect training that everybody goes to. So that is coming up on March 6th and 7th, I want to say. And there's 6 different districts that go to this. And a lot of times the president-elect goes. I know I saw Joe somewhere. So the president-elect can go as well. The districts were trying to help meet different needs, across the world. So they have an international project going on. District 6250, which is our district, we are asked to collect blunt scissors, the blunt tip scissors, so that you can take to Midwest Pets so that they can give them. So we will start a collection for that. So whatever you can do would be awesome. If you don't want to buy the scissors yourself, if you want to make a donation, then we can, buy them so that Joe and or Phil can take them with them to pets.
what do they use? Do they give those out to kids?
To kids, yeah. It's called Project Cure, an international nonprofit meeting the healthcare needs of people in poverty, disaster, and violence. So they develop these kits for these kids to contain items parents should have to care for their kids, and each bag contains items like bandages, ointments, fever reducer, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, combs, soap, and the different districts are bringing different things. So we'll get everything that we need for this. The other one is, besides the scissors, you could also do some junior or regular strength acetaminophen. Is that right? I have a hard time with that word. I don't know if that's Tylenol or ibuprofen, but it's one of them. Yeah. Okay, but they said no liquids because they have to do that. So if we could collect for that, I will. I'll get a box, you can put it in the back, you can just drop them in if you can do that. And we have a month to collect from because Midwest Pets is in March, as we said. And then the other thing that we talked about, we talked about a lot of things, but the other thing that is coming up is they are having Aaron Franks. I don't know if you know him or not. He is from, I feel bad, I have my back to you. The Madison South Rotary Club, and obviously polio has been a big push within Rotary for many years, and they're working on getting, we are super close, that they're going to get us some updated numbers, but they're doing this $100,000 dinner for polio. Really what it is they're looking for 100 people to donate like $1,000, gets the 100,000, then they're going to have a thing down at the Madison Club. Looks like it's going to be on March 10th is the date that they're shooting for, and it would be you and one other person that could come to this. And I think it's just, and again, it'd be people from all of our district who are looking to help raise money for polio. And if you do give money directly to polio, just so you know, that also goes towards your contribution for, your Paul Harris. So you can get a Paul Harris, even if you earmark the funds to go to the polio. And of course, I know that that's a lot of money and that's not within what everybody can do. But just remember, we do collect money for polio every week. So if you've got change, I think Dave brought us in over $200 one day, or anything like that, we'll make sure that it gets in. But, you know, if you want to learn more about that dinner, please let me know and I can provide that.
Awesome. Thanks, Debbie. Other Rotary moments? Yeah.
Well, we had quite a turnout last Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. And we went, I guess it's the start of our educational outlook is really what we did. Is we went out into the lake and bored into the lake. We put a pipe down over where there was a survey monument and pumped the water out and we had over 40 people come, surveyors, local. We had some come as far as from Milwaukee, Beloit, different surveyors from the area. Paul was there. Paul, what did you think of that experience?
Oh, it was quite an event. Yeah, out there to be able to look down on that. And you guys found it without any problem?
Yep.
The ice? Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, we had an awesome turnout. It was right at sunset. It was just beautiful. A lot of people, asked where's the monument going? So we got to show a lot. And then after that, us surveyors actually went to my office and we had one of our chapter meetings there. And I actually got several firms to actually commit for some more money, so that's one of the things that it was crazy turnout and, one of our best turnouts ever actually for a chapter meeting. And so 40 people, it was really cool and see the surveyors out there. And, that's like I told people there, start asking questions, we had a lot of fun out there. And, it's showing that our project is doing things, our goal is for an educational outlook and look what we're doing already just with this. This week, we're getting anxious. John announced officially we have building permit in hand. Yep, so we got everything. So now we're watching the weather and that's what with a little bit of help, hopefully we'll get things dug and get it in. And, around the 1st of March is my goal to be digging, is because I've got masons scheduled 1st of April. So that's where I'm trying to pull all of that together. And we also have to get the wall built so then they can come in and measure for the railing system so they can actually get that built. They won't build it until the wall is there. That's one of the things we're running into. Next Monday, Deb and I and my sister Joyce were going down to Slinger to where they're making the granite and work with the designer and go and talk about all of our flats. And so that's what we're going to be meeting with them, working with the graphic artist, getting things there set. We're going to be talking about how do we mount them to the wall? How will they bring these in? How are we going to, to learn the logistics of how we're going to pull all of that together. So just a little bit of an update.
Any other Rotary moments from anyone at all? All right, well, I'm going to turn it over to Joe to introduce our speaker for today.
Well, at about 3:45 last night, at noon, I got an email that our scheduled speaker would not be able to make it. Ill or perhaps recovering from transition surgery. I don't know if you saw her email.
I apologize on the gender. Assumptions, they get you into trouble every time.
But about 45 minutes later, they talked me off the edge. We have a substitute. sort of had mixed feelings about it a little bit. I'd already been down in the basement, pulled out my bagpipes, but,
Well, there's a whole other.
so our speaker, and I've known our speaker for, about, 15 minutes, so I'm going to read, I will read the introduction. Mary D'Amico is the Business Improvement District Manager for the city, Sun Prairie. If you remember, I had hoped to get the schedule, actually, I guess who she's with, for economic development. So this is a perfect handshake. Mary has been with the city for a year and a half. She is originally, I'm going to bet Chicago.
Suburbs, but yeah.
Suburb, yeah. She's a grad of North Central College where she majored in sociology. And in her senior year, I looked up on LinkedIn last night, she interned in Chicago with Amnesty International. So certainly shows other interest. With the city, she leads strategic initiative focused on events, marketing, business engagement, and downtown revitalization. Lots of volunteering in her background in YMCA, and she did a website for the Jefferson Wisconsin Rotary Club at one time. So we need to think about that. Maybe a loyal to that. Mary, you're on.
Well, thank you for that introduction. Yeah, at the same time, about 3:30, 3:45, I got a note that I was going to be doing this. So I do work with Taylor Brown in the Economic Development Department, but I focus on downtown. So Taylor was going to tell you more about the broad city. Unfortunately, you're stuck with just hearing about the downtown today. Taylor is a little bit funnier than I am, and she knows a lot more information than I do. So I'll do my best to be funny and answer questions if I can. As Joe said, I'm the Business Improvement District Manager for downtown Sun Prairie. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our initiatives and all that. But what I always like to start with is, what is a bid? You guys have probably heard that. And sorry for people who already know. I think even some of our board members probably will learn some things today. But I'm just going to read a couple of definitions to you guys. So Business Improvement District, it's a geographically defined area where local stakeholders, primarily businesses and property owners, are responsible for funding and overseeing the maintenance, improvement, and promotion of the commercial district. We aim to enhance the attractiveness and the economic vitality or viability of a specific area by providing services and improvements that go beyond the municipality or what the municipality would typically provide. And we're funded through a special assessment levied on the property owners and or businesses within that district boundary, in addition to some other funding sources. So whenever I have to quickly say what is a bid, I like to say we're kind of like a chamber, but I have to stay within a certain boundary. So we do a lot of similar services that chambers will do, but it is based off of this district that self-imposed a tax. Just a little history. It seems like you guys are a club that might like this. I'm a history fan. So the first bid was formed in Canada in 1970. Bids then gained popularity in the 80s across Canada and the US. Wisconsin enacted a law in 1984 to allow municipalities to form or districts to form a bid. And Sun Prairie was one of the first bids in the state. We formed in 1989. As of 2024, I haven't updated my numbers, sorry, but as of 2024, we had 88 total bids in Wisconsin. Of that, 32 are in Milwaukee. So again, it goes by geographical location. So Sun Prairie could have more than one bid at some point. If Prairie Lakes wanted to pull all their property owners together, they could have a bid as well. Just our mission statement for Sun Prairie, we're here to support the development, improvement, and promotion of the downtown area for the economic benefit of all businesses within the district, as well as general social and economic benefit of the people of the city of Sun Prairie and its visitors. I don't say that mission statement very often. So just a little overview. We have 77 properties. In those 77 properties, we have about 86 businesses. Within our district, we have a little over 600 residential dwelling units. So we'll have some more in a year or two when the JCAP project on Bristol and Main Street is finished. And then we started a new program called Neighbors of the Bid. And last year was our first year. We had 2 of those. Those are people who are kind of on our boundaries. So they're not in the bid, but they're very close to our bid. They can opt in to be a member. How we are structured, it is a board. So we are organized by a board of directors that are made up from property owners, businesses, even community members. They meet monthly, and then from that board, they have developed 3 different committees that help bring our initiatives and complete our projects for the year. Long list of who's on our board. You'll recognize a couple names: Rose, Deb. Rex is our older representative on the board. So we have a lot of people that are here at the Rotary Club, but then a lot of the business owners that you probably recognize from town. So Glass Nickel owner is our board chair, and then Jeff Gogger from Beans and Cream is our vice chair, and Deb is our secretary. So if you have any other questions, ask them. Just quiz them, see what they know. So our funding, like I said, we are a special assessment. So back in the 80s, all the property owners said, this is something we want. We want to put extra tax dollars to this. So we are not funded through the general levy or general fund, I mean. So when you hear referendum and all that stuff, I luckily don't have to, impact that at all. So, or at least not that I know of. Aaron might say different. But no, so we are special assessment. So our budget comes from, so our budget for 2026, we're estimating we've budgeted about $230,000. The big chunk of this goes to our marketing and events. So all of our events that we do downtown, which I'll show you in a minute. But then beautification, so the beautiful planters that are down Main Street, that's a big part of our budget. How we get our funding, so of that 178,000 is coming from assessments. We have done about 40,000 that we raised through ticketed events, and then about 20,000 that we raised through sponsorships.
What does that mean?
For which one?
What does assessment mean? How do you raise that money?
So it is a tax. So the businesses have decided to have this extra tax. I don't know I can't remember how the equation's kind of like figured, but based off of their property value, we have a mill rate, and it's like a certain percentage that we get from each property.
And on the top down our tax bill.
Yeah, and it's just, it's like an extra tax line on the bill.
So she doesn't have to go around and collect it.
That's one thing that's different than a chamber, and I appreciate that. So yeah, some highlights of what have we done. So last year, I'm gonna break this up kind of by our committees. We organized cleanup days. So we have 2 right now that we do in the spring and the fall. We just go through downtown and make sure that there's not a bunch of garbage and litter everywhere. This is especially important in our spring one. After the snow is all cleared, there's a lot of little pieces of trash that, collected under the snow for a while. So that's one of the things we do. We try to add signage and information like that. So a lot of times the signage is to show you where you are. Last year we created signage on the sidewalks to remind people to walk their wheels. So we do see a lot of bikers trying to go through where pedestrians are walking. So that was a project we worked on. And then this committee also worked on increasing our holiday decorations. So with support from economic development and funds that we had, we've added extra lighting hung up in between light poles. So those Edison bulb lights are all down Main Street now. Those are color changing. So in the holiday season, we did a multicolor light. And then we also added some uplighting in Cannery Square. Hopefully you saw it. The snow kind of changed a little bit of it, but it was pretty unique and different. So that's something that, the beautification of our downtown is very important to the overall board. And then our governance and growth committee. So we welcomed 5 new businesses downtown. If you haven't been to any of these, definitely check them out. We have Ruth and Honey, which is a boutique and hair salon. Donzu Pottery, they is a pottery studio, but you can take classes there. Prairie Pages, the bookstore. If you haven't been there yet, you're missing out. You need to go. It's so cute. Jinx Coffee is also in that Monarch building. And then the Root Cellar is a business underneath, along with Faded Roots. It's on the first floor of the Faded Roots building. We worked on developing welcome guides. So when businesses or property owners, take over a space downtown, they often don't know what a bid is. So they kind of get a, overview of what this is. We began hosting monthly Downtown Connects, which you're welcome to join if you'd like to come. We have one tonight at Donzu Pottery from 4 to 5. So this is similar to if you're in the chamber, their coffee chats. It's just a way for us to network with our downtown and show off different businesses that we have downtown. And then we have created a downtown guide. It will be in stores by the end of this month for sure, but it's kind of a small directory, pocket directory, so that when people are visiting, or shopping, we can kind of help show what else is in the district. We also created a new website this past year. So there is a QR code. The website is downtownsunprairiewi.com. This is a great spot to just see what all of the businesses are that we have in our district, and then also all the events that we have going on too. So we are still kind of getting it updated and everything, but you can follow along with Downtown Sun Prairie on that new website. So our marketing committee, like I said, this is where a lot of our budget goes. So there's a lot on here. We partnered with Sun Prairie Mural Fest. We helped to bring that about for the first year. You guys were sponsors, if you remember. So a big thank you to that. You guys have one of the artists' murals that you guys sponsored. That first year, there was a lot of connecting people and figuring out places to, what all to do. So myself and the tourism department worked really closely with Urban Art Bloom to help pull that event together for the first year. We also hosted a new Santa event, which I'm really excited about. It was at Prairie Pages, and we partnered with the Progress Center for Black Women, and they hired us a Black Santa to help diversify. Our population is more than just, white Santas. So that was really cool. It was a way to kind of open up and broaden, and make sure everyone knows they're welcomed in our downtown. We continue to increase our social media. We started a series. If you follow us on social, you'll see Discover Downtown Sun Prairie. So every Friday, you can learn about a different business. It's just a 20-second reel, and we show off different businesses downtown. So there's probably several that you've never seen before, some that are your favorites, but follow us to kind of see different view of our downtown. And yeah. Keep moving. We also have a subcommittee of Retail Guild. So all the retail businesses got together this year and did a bunch of projects. We hired a micro influencer to highlight some of the businesses in town, some of the retail businesses. We've added extra signage so that people, when they come to the farmers market, know, hey, there's more to do in town. Keep moving around. They did an ad in Brava magazine for the Women in Business issue, because a lot of our retail businesses are women owned. And then they hosted a new event called Witches Night Out. If you were in town that night, it was very busy. It is like our ladies' night out, but more costumes. And so we had a bunch of activities at all different businesses around town. And we estimate about 400 people, which was completely unexpected for us. So really great night. A lot of people saw our district. We heard that they liked ours better than some of the other local towns. So we're bragging and hopefully can hit the mark for a year too. And then just some other highlights. We did a big overhaul on our operation plan. So we do run, by an operation plan. We were designated a Main Street community by the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. So this is really big. We were connect communities, so we got some, networking support, but this as a Main Street community, we get extra technical support. We can kind of be highlighted for more funding opportunities and stuff like that. So our bid has been around for, almost 37 years. And this is now going to help take us to kind of that next step. And then something else we're very excited about is the groundbreaking. We had the groundbreaking last year for the first hotel in downtown Sun Prairie. All right, so looking ahead, what are we doing in 2026? Our board and our committees are focused on developing a marketing plan. We want to, marketing is one of the things we can do for every business. Events can only help, certain businesses that are accessible during the event. whereas marketing can help everyone. So we really want to highlight when people in Marshall or whatever are thinking about going into Madison, well, you don't need to go to Madison. We're right here. The west side, I talked to a lot of students, especially on the west side, and they're like, oh, we have a downtown? I didn't even know. I live on the east side, so I don't know what's all on the west side, so I get it. So just really trying to show like what our downtown looks like and make it a spot that people think of first before they think about other places to go. We'll be working on a new strategic plan. And then we just implemented a monthly newsletter, an e-newsletter to help promote what's going on in our downtown. So that QR code is if you want to join our monthly newsletter. But that will just promote different events that we're hosting, but also what's happening in businesses in town. So kind of more one centralized place to see everything going on. There's a lot of cool events happening in February at the restaurants and stores and all that. And then we're hoping to implement a text messaging marketing system for those that don't want emails, but want just a quick heads up, but text-wise, what's going on. We'll hopefully have that this year too. All of our events. So we host a lot. A few of these are ones that occur in downtown, but we don't organize. But there's a lot going on. Our next event is in 2 weeks, our chocolate and cheese walk. This is our third one. We're really excited. The menu is looking really great. So if you like chocolate or cheese or both, definitely come by. It's a really inexpensive, great family event that we do. But we, you know, if you want to know what the bid does, wine walk. If you've ever been to wine walk, that's done by the bid. We do fall beer taste. Night market is one of our biggest events now. We bring in about 3,000 to 4,000 people at a night market. So we have 2 of those this year. So anything we can do to kind of just make sure people see our downtown area is what our business or what our events kind of focus on. Some other exciting things, it is the second year of the Mural Fest, so information starting to go out. If you haven't heard about you know, what's going on, it is happening. It'll be June 19th through the 27th. This is organized by a separate group, but we're hoping most of it will take place in downtown again. But if you have walls that you want painted, there's opportunities for that, whether it's in the downtown or not. And yeah, it's organized by Urban Art Bloom. Maybe we can probably get her to come here and give updates about it if you guys are interested in again and hearing Lena. She's always a great one to have out. And then the big part of what Taylor was going to talk about, so I'm going to try my best to give you guys some updates and hopefully I won't take too long. But we are anticipating having Main Street construction this year. This is a pedestrian safety project that has been in the works for several years now. It's primarily on the 200 block of Main Street, but we'll go into a little bit of the 100 block as well. And basically, we've noticed over the past few years, our sidewalks are becoming tripping hazards. They're not wide enough for when we have these big events. You know, it can be too close to the roads, all that. So the project is focusing on the sidewalks, but it will impact traffic on Main Street. I have a couple pictures I'll show you. To kind of explain what it's going to look like. They're probably going to be very small up here, so sorry about that. But yeah, we anticipate this will happen probably June or July and then take, I believe, about 4 months. I don't know if Erin knows anything more than I do. So we do anticipate it'll be one-way traffic through Main Street. And one of the main reasons I like to bring this up is downtown is open. That does not mean our businesses are closing. That means our businesses probably need more support than ever during those times. We'll be hosting events. We'll be marketing to tell you how to get into buildings and all that kind of stuff. But I would really encourage you all, please help support those businesses during that time because they are worried, you know, what that 4 months of construction is going to do to impact their store. So, yep, you're not really going to see much on this. But essentially, this next one might be a little bit better. Essentially, it's going to widen the sidewalks. So we will be getting rid of some parking on, what would that be? The north side of the street. So we'll lose parking there, but we'll still have parking on the south side of Main Street. And the reason we're doing that is now these sidewalks are going to be much larger. I'm going to try to, sorry. Just show you with my hand. Right here is a light pole. If you think about what our streets are currently, the light poles are like right at the edge of our sidewalk. So this is now going to all be kind of merchandising area. It could be tables for restaurants, stuff like that. And then up here is where the road is. So you can see there's several more feet now for the right of way. There'll be some planters built in. That's going to help with grading and drainage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it went through a lot of revisions. Originally it started with like all brick. Now we're down to concrete with some brick elements added to it. Our downtown is very excited, even though we're worried about, the 4 months or so that it could take. We're also really excited because right now it is difficult to get into some buildings with, the sidewalk the way it is and the grading into the buildings. It's difficult for strollers, wheelchairs, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to help with a lot of those issues that we're seeing on Main Street. And then the other cool part about this project is we will also have, there's a walkway that connects Main Street to the Lane Street parking lots. It's right next to JJ Stitches. Right now, when I first moved here, I thought it was a road that cut through the parking lot. It's a little misleading. So that is also going to be redone with this project. And we're really excited. Eventually, there'll be some extra lighting. There'll be some, placemaking with archways and signage and all of that. But this is a draft of what we're hoping that walkway to look like.
Did you learn that while in your car?
Yes. Yeah. I was driving and I was like, oh, park here. And then I'm like, that does not look like a road. And so luckily I didn't turn into it. But it was a little misleading to me when I first moved here. So, that's all. Hopefully it was a good lesson and not too repetitive for anything you guys have heard before. If you have any questions, I can answer them now. Otherwise, please feel free to reach out to me at any point.
Oh, I'll just put a plug in for the chocolate and cheese walk. It is really fun. I used to be on the events committee, but it was something that we tried to do that wasn't alcohol related. So it's during the day, it's for the kids too, but it is really nice. Because you get a little sample of cheese and chocolate at each place and a little carrying box, and it really is a very nice event. And it doesn't really matter if it's nice out or not because you're buzzing in and out of the building. So.
Yeah, you'll get to walk around to like 20 different businesses. So you get to check out new businesses and stuff like that. And it's also one of our most affordable events too. So it's really reasonably priced and to make it as open as possible to families. Yeah.
Are all those events listed somewhere on the website?
Soon to be. Now that we have the new website, within the next few weeks, we'll have all of them listed there. Right now that's probably not listed anywhere else yet.
Which website?
It will be that downtown Sun Prairie wi.com. Yeah.
You want to share with us what's special about the farmers market this year?
Yeah, so the farmers market isn't organized by the downtown, but it is in our downtown and we support it very much. So it is their 40th anniversary this year, which is really exciting. So they still, the bid, or downtown Sun Prairie, we sponsor the music for the event. And so if you've noticed over the past few years, we've had more and more music in Cannery Square. So I believe they told us the other day out of the, I think it was 25 or 26 weeks, they have about 23 bands performing or artists performing. So pretty much any week you go, there should be some live music going on. They still have, their dog day, the ag day. There's a whole bunch of different themes. Take your bike to the market, all of that kind of stuff still going on. And then we also work with them for our fall fun event. And they do some different events throughout the market that day to kick off our fall fun event. So, but the most exciting thing is it's 40th year of the farmers market going on. Yeah.
I'm very new to the community center. Drive up down Main Street, there are a number of buildings that are closed. What part of the city or who's responsible for trying to develop, redevelop those areas?
Sure. So in our downtown, we're actually really lucky. We have almost a 0% vacancy rate. I think last year our vacancy rate was like 1 or 2%. So our downtown, there was the map out there. So we're a very specific district. And within that district, we have a really low vacancy rate. I'm assuming you're talking probably further down Main, connecting over to like the west side of town is maybe where you're seeing some more open vacancies. I don't think there's actually too many out there either. I know there is some new development projects. That would have been a Taylor question, so I guess you're gonna have to bring her back. Yeah, so our economic development, they're really, they started working on a more strategic plan and marketing plan to help so identify what are the businesses we're hoping to attract into town. So our economic development department would probably be the closest thing trying to help work on that. Yeah.
And they're planning the changes in the street.
Yeah.
Down there, did the street plowing department have a little bit of say in the design to keep it as simple as possible?
Good question. I hope so. There was several years of planning, and there were different people involved in the whole planning process. So I hope they were involved, but that was before my time. So, but with us not having parking on both sides of the street, and some of that should help alleviate some of their stress that they have in that area as well.
Try to make it a little challenging for them.
Yeah, we got to keep them on their toes.
Some of the curves.
Yeah.
Some of the outlets. Rich Street, our tested their skills.
Anything else for me? I'll be hanging out if you have anything else, but yeah.
Great
Thank
job.
you so much.
From you, all the good stuff that's happening downtown. Yay. All right, back to our voluntold bros to help out with the Happy Dollars.
I guess I'll start because, you know, I just, the dollar for winning all that money, that was a big deal. We'll share this with a few people, but we are, my good friend is, turned 65 last Tuesday. So we're picking her up. She has no idea what we're doing. There's 3 of us, and we're taking her to the Edgewater. We're gonna eat dinner there, stay overnight, and do the spa tomorrow. So that money will be put to good use. And another $1 for Mary. We appreciate all the update. One thing you didn't talk about, and I don't know if we want to talk about that, with the construction, the road by Saf where the turn on King Street by Salvatore will be one way.
Yeah.
Which that'll be a huge, huge improvement. If you've ever tried to turn left from there, don't do it.
Yeah.
You'll sit there forever, and it's kind of taking your life in your own hands. So, I think that'll be a huge improvement. So, you can sit if you want to. No, I won't make you.
Sometimes. Well, my first one is a thankful dollar. So Dan mentioned that we all went out to see where the monument was within the lake. He didn't explain how we did that, but they sucked all the water out. They put a tube down and sucked all the water out so you could actually see what was in there.
Did you put it back? It's public water.
They put it to another part of the lake. Sitting on top. Yeah.
We want to know where that water is.
So anyway, I needed to leave, and Paul and Carol were leaving at the same time. And I got back to my Jeep and went to open it, and my fob wouldn't work. So I was like, oh my gosh. And it was kind of chilly and windy that day. It was more windy than anything. So then I'm like, okay, well, I do have a key option. So I put in the key, then I open the door, and then the alarm goes. I'm like, oh my God, and I'm so embarrassed. And I got 40 people up there on the lake. The chicken is going off, and I can't make it stop. And then it does actually stop up. So I didn't know that. And then I'm like, I kept pushing the button. And anyway, I couldn't get it to work. Some nice guy, I don't know who it was, Dan, one of your surveyor guys was coming through, and I'm like, can you make this work? Because I can't make this work. And we set it off probably 4 or 5 times. And Paul says, you know, you want us to give you a ride. And here also, what they did is they gave me a ride to my house. I picked up the spare key. I brought it in, and then they brought me back so that I could get into my Jeep without setting off the alarm. And then I thought about it, and I've had my Jeep for I wanna say 6 years, and I've never replaced the battery in that.
You're
So,
kidding?
no, so we're pretty sure that the,
Oh, yeah,
was is that the battery was so sorry. That was a long one, but I was so embarrassed. Thank you for your presentation this morning. That was awesome. And then one thing I forgot to mention before, but, when I was talking was, World Polio Day is the 24th of October. So the reason I'm mentioning it is because Saturday at our district meetings, they've talked about like our district doing something, whether it's something in your own community that you do or something bigger, you know, they're gonna plan something bigger too. So I just want to put that on people's radar. It happens to be a Saturday and it happens to be the USC game, if I remember correctly. And then my last dollar is, I'm just so happy you guys won.
Are any happy dollars over here? On you guys, I got a quota. I can't
You won all that money.
Happy down here.
Yeah.
You get a free one.
So that's an excited dollar that after 5 years of hard work by Deb and Dan and John, that we finally got a building permit. All by what I used to call as a kid, the old lake.
Oh, wow.
Well, we'll take
Yeah.
it. Dave would be proud.
No, it's been great to move to your neighborhood, and it's really nice to have bosses that encourage membership in groups like this. So, good start.
Anybody else here? No pressure, guys.
I'm gonna help you out, yeah. I'll put it down here. Small bills. We had nice weather, so Nan and I took the opportunity to go up to Minneapolis and visit our daughters up there. And reminder that even when your children are in their 40s, once in a while they need a hug from mom and dad and a little TLC. So it was fun to go up and see them. It's been very difficult to live in Minneapolis here recently, so it was nice to see them.
The money.
Okay, so this is, thank you for all your hard work on the Patrick Marsh project. I know that's been a long haul, a lot of time and effort, so thank you. And this is, I'm happy to be back. I've worked in nonprofits my entire life and I love it, especially in small nonprofits, because you get to, sometimes you just have to pitch in. So I had to work in the kitchen because when Jean's been here 25 years and she has lots of vacation. She was on vacation 3 weeks. Well, she was sick the week before that, so that's where I've been. And I have the wounds to shrink it. Oh my God. Well, that stove gets hot. And when you're 200 people, and I like I said, I like working in nonprofits because it gives you an appreciation for what everybody does there. So Jean works hard, I can tell you.
That here. Oh, thank you.
A grateful dollar because yesterday afternoon, I had no idea what to expect, but I'm glad to see the city has a deep bench.
Well, I got dollars for you. So one, just thank you for having me. I'm not a early bird, so when I got asked to do this, I was like, really? It's not the lunch one? But I always have a lot of fun when I come here and see you guys, so thank you for having me. The other one, I've been now engaged for a little over a year and we finally picked a venue, so I'm just very excited about that. So I'm gonna get married this year.
It's not in downtown Sun Prairie though, right?
No, unfortunately, it's Madison.
And then you?
A few happy dollars for the success of Patrick Marsh. And the second one with the Super Bowl this last weekend. I was happy to hear that there was a super dog bowl. And the winning dog won a Vince Lombardi trophy.
Thank you, sir.
A couple of rose dollars.
I like that. It's a date.
Happy dollar for the Sun. The
encouragement that we got warmth coming, but probably my biggest happy dollar today is one of the things through Patrick Marsh was just Deb and I thinking through 5 years. And one of the things that crossed my mind is through the monument that we went out and looked, why were we inspired to do this? It was because of Bill Wambach. And, you know, my happy dollar is about Bill. And one of the things, like, it's hard to even imagine how time flies. But Deb, remember when we had Gary Hebel help us to get, what was it that we took up to the Ret? You know, the dedication that.
Proclamation.
Yeah, the proclamation from the state senate or from the legislature on, you know, Bill's accomplishments. And we did that as a group. You know, that's what this project did. There was so many behind the scenes, and yes, it's 5 years, but you know what? 5 years gives us really a pretty quality project that we've been working on. So long, yes, but well worth it, yes.
He's probably out there pulling out his thought of the day now.
Well, absolutely.
Remember, he always had one in his wallet.
Out of his wallet.
And that's one of the things last Tuesday when we were finding this monument, and that's what I said, Bill was there helping us, is that 3 days ago, before that, the surveyors came and the monument was full of green algae and muck and they couldn't see it. Well, they went back there twice and tried to disturb it and get it cleaned up. Well, it just happened. None of us had seen it before that day. And then we were able to pump it down and it was clean, as clear as can be, that you could see that. It was just crystal clear water. And all I said was, thank you, Bill.
Oh, Rich, I'm sorry. Oh, you're on mute.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I have two, please. One is the, talking about proclamations, you may know I'm on the board of the Friends of the Park District. And they celebrated their 5th year, and the city did make a proclamation honoring the parks and with the work that they do with the park system. So I thought that was kind of neat. Unfortunately, I was here and not there, so I couldn't attend it, but it sounded like it was a nice little ceremony. And the other thing is our time down here in Florida looks like it's coming to an end. On Saturday, we leave here and we go down to Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to jump on a boat and be on a cruise for a week.
Ooh,
We did not want to come back right away, so we're going to do that and then take about 3 or 4 days to come home. So we'll be home by the end of the month. But looking forward to the cruise and a nice time with some friends over on the West Coast. So
Is it finally warmer?
yeah, it's more in the 50s and 60s now than it was in the 30s and 40s before.
Okay.
You should see the truckloads of iguanas that they have from falling out of trees and stuff.
Oh.
That is really true. There's lots of them. So
Pickleball Kingdom's waiting for you, Greg.
yes, I heard that.
All
We have,
right.
in fact, we have them as a speaker here soon.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah. You can put me down for 3. I'm having cash. Want to thank Mary for coming and pitching at the last minute there. It's always good to see you. It's not too early. You should just come and join us.
Oh, no
We're
pressure,
talking on
Mary,
it.
yeah.
Thank you to Rose for helping out today. Well, Dave is also on a cruise. He did a 3-week cruise in the Mediterranean. So it's cruises. And then the third one is Steve and I spent the weekend at a cabin by Volta, basically. Want to walk up in that hill, grow up in that area, and we knew it was going to be like a kind of a rustic cabin. You gotta know how rustic it was going to be. All right. There heat? No. What are we gonna do? They're like, oh, okay, there's this little teeny tiny stuff. It was chilly. I didn't have any electricity.
Wow.
And then it was like, it wasn't quite clear on the VRBO exactly how rustic this cabin was, but this day we did have a good time, and that was still very good company. So, you know, it all works out well after all that. So
The fireplace?
it had a wood burning stove. It was super small though. Like I've stayed in plenty of cabins. This is not like completely new to us. But it was like the smallest, it's like one log. Really? Granite. We needed more wood. what? She gave us one milk crate of wood. So Steve went to get more wood from her, and she's like, you used all the wood? We're like, it's 5 degrees, yeah. I can't believe we went through all the wood. I'm like, yes, we did.
Four, 6, 0.
Who do we have?
It was right before me.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
For you? For
Ooh.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here?
Me too. If they do is roll it back.
Not yet. Not yet. We're getting close here. All right, so I have a very brief Rotary 101 for today. How much? What's the cost of the dues at the very first Rotary meeting? 0.
Oh, wow.
Not a penny. They got everything from fines. So, there you go. What they were doing, I don't know. A reminder, you're more than welcome to join us for the board meeting, and with that, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody. I'll be over, Rich.
I'll see you there in about 10 minutes, right?